So, Rayman, did you watch these episodes?
For you, I actually have, yes.
Ooh, okay, that's good. That's good. Um, this is Tiger T, untitled and unfocused. Tyler, Raymond, all that good stuff. Make sure to check this out on Napster. Go there, download the,
Let's go.
use your dial-up. You know what I mean? High
Crank
speed.
that.
Um,
What else I got?
so we are doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. We're finishing it up finally. Uh, I remember what episode? I think it was 18 through
18
22.
to 22.
Yeah. Um, this is the introduction of Duke Devlin
Okay, I just have to remember each
at the
episode's
very end.
cover. So, okay, we're good. All right,
Um,
so
I mean, I got notes right. You know what I
very
mean?
briefly, I'll just cover 18, the finale of the arc,
Yeah.
finale of Duelist Kingdom.
Hmm.
19, Duelist Kingdom epilogue, also featuring Shadi.
Yep.
Uh, 20, Rebecca, number one,
Oh
Yu-Gi-Oh player
God.
in America, the kid Rebecca.
Yeah.
Uh, 21, we get the weird video game arc where they fight five-headed dragon.
Yep. That did happen.
And then 22 is the actual last episode of the season, Duke Devlin,
Duke
which
Devlin.
you
Yeah.
already said.
So I got some things right. This is an opportunity for us to point out the memes of a bridge, but it's also an opportunity to point out stuff about the actual show, right? And one thing, with the whole video game stuff, right? They kind of pointed it out and they, made fun of it or whatever. But how easy it was for them to trick Kaiba into going into that thing after he was just reprimanding them for going behind his back with the company.
Mhm.
Like like weren't they trying to kill him or like take his brother or something? Or messing with the
Oh,
company?
it's classic Mokuma strat, yeah.
And it was like, okay, you forgave them to some degree, right? He probably still doesn't trust them all the way. But then they're just like, hey man, we got this new stuff and it's working. The thing you want us to work on is working now. You can test it out. And then he just does it without question. There's no doubt in his mind that this isn't a trap. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like, it's only after Battle City, really, where Kaiba really becomes like in charge of fully, like no one doubts him after Battle City
Sure,
in his
yeah.
company.
But I feel like
Right now,
you
we still got like Pegasus like having some influence, even though he's not really here.
sure, yeah. I feel like it was, Kai was supposed to be this like smart dude, supposed to be making plays, but he just let himself get trapped in the game.
This is why we gotta see the new Yu-Gi-Oh movie, Dark Side. Not Dark, is it Dark Side? It's the one that has the one
I
I
don't remember
told,
what it's called.
the one I watched recently. I recently made a couple months ago. Gotta watch that one on the podcast because it's gonna be like, really good.
You have to add it. Add, add it to the list so we don't
Oh,
forget,
I'll add to the list.
because I'll forget. So
I,
another thing that is just weird and kind of makes fun of the actual show, right? Is that some cards like do things in real life. They actually have like real effects. I think it was Bakura who used like a trap card and they actually like sprung out of the card and like captured a couple of the like guards or whatever on the kingdom. And it was like, I guess the way I explain it is that like they're really teasing the whole Egyptian like ancient, I don't know, like magic or whatever you want to call it, right? And obviously Bakura has some of that just with having the Millennium necklace, but then there's like the
the
weird,
ring.
oh, ring, yeah, the ring, right? Yeah,
Ishizu
duh,
has the necklace.
yeah, right,
Sorry.
yes. No, yeah, you're right. But
My
then Yugi also has a necklace, but it's a puzzle.
puzzle.
Um, yeah, I guess it's the way they explain it is like magic stuff, but like they don't ever set it up. It just happens, and you're like, oh, Bakura is crazy. He's evil. He's got some magic powers, I guess.
Yeah, the manga really goes like it's more in depth into this idea. It's kind of weird. Where like the anime is more like card games.
Yeah,
you know.
it definitely is.
And then the manga's like, Yugi's really just the king of any game, really.
He's,
It's like
he can do anything,
poker, you already lost. That's also a card game. I realized that. He's like, playing chicken at racing. He probably can win every time.
probably. Yeah,
It's like Yugi just doesn't lose. It's like, well, the Pharaoh doesn't really lose.
that was like
It's
at the very end with the whole dual monsters thing. He's like, "Yes, it's Dungeon Dice Monsters." He said, "Dual monsters? No, 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 Dungeon Dice Monsters." He said,
like
yeah,
so it's
yes,
exactly like Duel
yes,
Monster.
yeah. So it's exactly like dual. He said, "No, no, no, this one has dice."
My favorite thing to like Pegasus is like when he meets with Pegasus, right? It's like yo Duke, it's like what he's like, I love your game. It'll make it'll make Duel Monsters look so much better.
Yeah, yeah. It'll make it look so much better in comparison.
It's like, I'm funding this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Duke, do you not see how stupid you are? To like let him
Yeah.
fund this? It's like he
Um,
will literally use it to run you into the ground.
I forget who he was facing. Who Yugi was facing.
For which one?
It was like towards the one of the beginning episodes. But the whole point was Yugi and the Pharaoh were arguing because the Pharaoh just wanted to mind crush him, and and Yugi was like, "No, no, no, you can't just go around mind crushing everyone." And the Pharaoh was like, "No, no, it'll take 2 seconds and we'll win. It'll be fine." He's like, "No, no, no, you have to learn to win. You have to learn to win honorably."
I
He's
do
like,
remember that. I remember who he was doing that to.
yeah,
I
it
want
was
to say it's
someone.
people, but I'm not sure.
It might have been, yeah.
It's like mind crush. No, 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 no,
No, no, no.
no.
He's mind crush. He was like, just just a little quick mind crash. It'd be really, really quick. You won't even know what happened.
He's like, you ate my sandwich, Joey.
Yeah,
Mine.
just like over every little thing. That's just his solution.
I mean, it's true. Joey ate his sandwich. He's like, I ate your sandwich. He's like, mind crush.
There was something that,
Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
yeah, there was something that they pointed out in the show, and how Pegasus and Bakura just kind of have a like laser fight
Yeah.
just for no reason.
My favorite thing is that like it actually happens. Like he
Yeah,
didn't just like go out of his way to make the laser fight. It's like, oh yeah, no, just clipping this because it's true and everything that you're seeing here is what happens.
yeah. He put like an asterisk at the bottom, and it was like this was actually in the show. Like this actually happened. Um, yeah, and then one of the episodes you talked about how it was Rebecca, was that her name?
Yeah.
The kid's name? She has the like demon teddy bear
Yeah, that's normal. Yeah.
who it's like,
And she's the one who had the fourth blue eyes, if you're wondering, and that was the gift that was to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the grandpa.
Mhm. But I thought that was funny. Like,
Her grandfather gave it to, we get the idea, yeah.
mhm. And yeah, sh- I also like that too, where she was accusing the grandpa of it, and then Yugi was like, "No, no, no, he would never do that." And then Grandpa was on the side like, "I did it. I absolutely did it. I took the cards. You're never gonna get them back."
It's, it's like you do it like you're making love.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
You try to do it on a table. You put your heart into it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
so that's why you always wear a condom when you're playing Duel Monsters. It's like
Any
what?
questions?
It's like what? It's like gonna wash my hands after this.
No, Grandpa, stop. Also, like at at the end of that whole like Rebecca duel or whatever, her dad, right? It's her dad
Mhm.
who comes out and he's just like, Yugi wins, and she was like, no, 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 I won, and then he went over and took Yugi's next card because in the actual show, Yugi could have won, but he decided
Mhm.
not to because he learned from his grandpa about the whole like how his grandpa dueled the dad or whatever. So it's like a whole thing. But in Abridged, he took the card and he's like, no, no, no. See, if he played this card, he would have won, and since he could have won, he's the winner." And she was like, "No, that's not how it works."
He surrendered. We
It's like,
mustn't allow Tristan to breathe.
yeah. Tristan is a character, man. He's very interesting.
The fact that Taya said that of all people is crazy. We
We
mustn't
mustn't
allow
let this
Tristan
happen.
to breathe. But like, isn't he like the one thirsting after Serenity? So like, who am I to say anything?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Um, with Duke Devlin, there's a bunch of nice things about his episode, but one of the ones I thought was
Just him
nice.
to like bringing sexy back every time he comes on.
I was literally where every time he's talking, that music plays behind him, and I just thought it was a very nice, like, subtle touch, you know?
My favorite thing is at the end, dude, where he says what music, and you realize
Yeah.
that's just how everyone looks at him. They just hear that.
Yeah.
It's just his natural ability to play that.
Um, and then at the end, um, or not at the end, but with their whole duel, Devlin blames Yugi for his, like, dice game not taking off because
Mhm,
apparently when Yugi beat Pegasus, Pegasus
mhm,
backed out of the deal because he was, like, all, like, depressed or whatever.
mhm.
He was like, "You're the one who stopped it. You beat Pegasus, and he didn't go through with, funding the dice game or whatever." I don't know how accurate that is, It sounds like some propaganda to me. It sounds like dice extremist propaganda?
Ice extremist propaganda.
Yeah. His game is pretty cool, though.
It's dope.
Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Surprisingly, didn't take off. But he got the what is it? The Game Boy Advance game is what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Card games in themselves have, like, a level of randomness to them, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like dice and then having 6 dice you have to roll or, like, I don't know, I think that's the max is, like, 6 dice, in, like, whatever combination. I feel like that's just too random for a game that's adapted from a card game, you know what I mean? It's just like
Like, at least Dungeon, if I remember correctly, it was drafted in a certain way. Like you could draft after a while. Like you had a pool after you were throwing from.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
try to get certain outcomes, and then you customize the dice that you're bringing with you. So you're not just bringing like one. You're bringing a specific set of dice,
Mhm.
expecting certain outcomes from them.
Yeah, because obviously, like, each face has, adds, like, a different thing,
Hmm.
um, so yeah, I'm sure it's like, I don't know if it's like this at all because 'cause I've never played Magic, but I imagine it's like certain you can have all of one color, you have, like, certain colors match up for your strategy. It's the same thing with dice
We
where it's
should
like
play Dungeon Dice Monsters on the channel, the Game Boy Advance
the
game, just to
the game.
see.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Um,
We may
the
have to record it.
yeah, yeah, the Tangent here, randomizer all ready to go. I tested it out a few days ago.
Oh,
It
really?
works. Uh,
Wonderful. You said you have
yeah.
Thursday off?
What?
You have Thursday off, you said?
No, no, no.
Oh,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
This week I have Monday? Monday off as well. That's tomorrow. Yeah. Just a heads
Okay.
up, right? I know we don't usually record on weekdays, so um,
I mean, Monday I finish work at like 4:30, so I'll let you know if anything. But
yeah. So yeah, man. Overall, into a season, obviously we're gonna take at least a little bit of a break if we ever do Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged again. But yeah, what'd you think of the whole, with the legacy that this Abridged series has? How do you think the whole first season did?
it's weird to say that the first season is actually the worst season.
Yeah.
But that's someone who speaks from further experience with the show.
I mean, I imagine it's just like anything else where they, Karibo himself, he he learns, what's good and what's bad, what episodes people liked, what they didn't like, and then obviously
Learns how to write better. He knows which episodes to do more nonsense in, what like mix it up, or more to
right.
stick to the script for the episode and just make it a little more funnier. He,
And
he
like
gains that skill as he goes on. Yeah,
as it goes on, you're just building like layers and layers of jokes. You know what I
the
mean?
jokes really become layered. Like season one again, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, it does have to be watched in order to enjoy everything else. You can't. You can show people random episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge and be like, yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah, like I guess. But sometimes the layering of jokes is needed to
Yeah.
truly understand the complexity of what's happening and what's being said.
Yeah, because I mean, just like anything else, I mean, stuff gets set up, and there's like inside jokes, you know, that are inside. If you just skip to episode 80, and you're like, oh,
It's
why does the character say this or talk like this? It's like, oh, it's
like
because you know,
it's weird that I can say like the abridged series of anything has more inside jokes than an actual series because it has the ability to do so. Like it's meant for that. It makes it that way. It's like we're setting up this joke so far in advance that when it happens, because they already know the outcome of the show, they're like, yeah, this is gonna be crazy.
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like you said it's the point. It's to kind of make fun of stuff, but also be like, no, I'm like a huge fan of this though, and it's actually great, but it's kind of dumb at the same time, you know. So yeah, we gotta figure out what we're gonna replace with this. This is the one thing I have no idea of,
So
because
this
like
is
the
like the
Halloween
old
stuff.
this is the old anime slot is what this is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
So this is the older anime slot. Let me see real quick. So do we still have Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge on somewhere on this list?
yeah, it's
Wherever it is.
somewhere. Imagine you could just update it for like season
Here it is.
2,
Okay, so we'll do like starting episode of season two,
23. Yeah, yeah, do that so that I remember, because I'll
20.
forget.
There we go. So yeah. Um, so this is the older anime like series.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm a selfish person, Tyler. Selfish person at heart.
Okay,
What this means is I would rather because it has been a while. I would love to share some of my love of other series for you.
sure.
Share my love of other series with you is what I meant to say. There we go.
Mhm. I
So
understood
the
what you meant.
yeah. So the selfish part is like I'm saying, hey, why don't I pick an anime series I've already watched and share that with everyone else? That is the selfish part of me saying that.
What series were you thinking about?
That's tough, Tyler. It's tough.
I don't have the list open, so I don't even know
I was
what
thinking
to.
we can do Bake Monogatari,
Okay.
or we can start Fate Zero. And honestly, like you've already seen the first episode of Fate Zero like 3 times.
Okay. I have done that. Um, how many episodes are both of those shows? What should we talk
I
about? You're
think
talking about
I think Bakemono is just 12
Obake Monogatari, and then uh, okay, yeah, yeah. What was the other one you said? You said Fate.
Fate's gonna be 24 if we do it. Okay, Bakemono is 15
Is that the correct place to start
for which one?
for
Both of
for?
them, yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it is. Because yeah, those are like the two shows where it's like people like argue and it's very like divisive over where you start.
but
Um,
Bakemonogatari, I argue it's better watching in release order, at least for anime,
mm,
because technically the movie's supposed to come out after Bakemonogatari. It's like whatever the movie is they released. I forget the name. I've seen it. My brother
that
would know
that's usually what I default to. Where there's
it.
whenever there's stuff that people argue over the order, it's just like, why don't you just watch it the way it was released? Because that's the way it was made. you know?
So for Bakemonogatari or the Monogatari series, I'll say Bakemon is supposed to be first, and then the movie, whatever came out. There's like 3 movies. That's
Mm.
supposed to be the order. The 3 movies will actually spoil you because the animation's too good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
You'll
remember
be
you
like,
saying that.
you'll be like, oh my gosh, why am I even watching the older ones? Because they're still funny. Um, Not that the animation's bad in the older ones, but it's like you'll see the clear difference almost in the movie budget. I mean, where it's like, what am I even doing at this point?
Why don't you give me a very quick synopsis of both of these shows? so that I can try to decide which one I feel like watching, you know what I mean?
Okay. Bakemonogatari, real quick. Well, Monogatari series. Um, young boy,
Mhm.
young adolescent, high schooler,
Sure, yeah. I was one of
finds
those
himself
once.
in supernatural events,
Okay.
uh, s- surrounding different girls, ironically,
Ah, yes,
and
ironically.
surrounding different girls and trying to save every one of them.
Okay, okay.
So, have you seen?
I have.
I was gonna say, what was the one show? Bunny Girl Senpai or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, oh, yeah. 10 out of 10. Are you kidding me?
No, seriously, you seen it?
Yeah. 10 out
Yeah.
of 10. I'm not joking.
You joke about Bunny Girl Senpai the entire time. That like Bunny Girl Senpai is just the scientific Bakemonogatari.
Okay.
Except not Bake, but Monogatari. Except Monogatari does things with more supernatural events. It's not doing
Okay.
like any
Yeah.
huge syndrome or whatever like that is that they have in like Bunny Girl Senpai. So it's like more supernatural at heart, and there's a lot of wordplay, like Japanese wordplay, that comes to context in Monogatari.
Mhm. What about
So that's
what about Fate?
well, we're starting with zero because
So, well, with this series,
I would so if we were to have a watch order, okay, in peak condition, I would love to say, hey man, we could do like I don't know, I guess Unlimited Blade Works first, and then go into zero, and then go to like Heaven's Feel. But like,
oh,
there's no the real true. Okay, Fate's weird, so we'll say the real way you want to go to Fate. This is honestly it.
yeah.
You go with Fate, the Fate route of Fate Stay Night.
Mm,
There's no Fate route of Fate Stay Night that's animated.
sure, yeah.
There's the 2006 one. I think we talked about this already like a while ago.
Are there
The
like
2000.
games too? Is this the one that has games involved?
We're not going that deep right now, Tyler.
'Cause I vaguely remember looking online and there's like charts and it's like, "Oh, we gotta play this game on DS." And I'm like,
No, you don't.
I don't think I
No,
want to."
we're going with basic Fate right now. We're not going super hardcore
Yeah.
and trying to like dissect everything. So basic Fate. There's the visual novel. Okay, we'll start with that. The visual
Oh,
novel
that's
has
not
three
bad.
routes. The visual novel has Fate route, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel.
Mm.
The Fate route, which was supposed to be the 2006 route, was animated by Studio Dean, and they actually merged all three routes together. So it
Oh.
started out like the Fate route, and then the end of it, when they were trying to like figure out what to do, like we'll just put stuff from Blade Works and Heaven's Feel here and make it work. So there's no actual Fate route. Fate route doesn't exist as a standalone.
There's no Warren Bossing say.
So the first route, which you're supposed to watch, doesn't exist. There is no existing route of that. There is an Unlimited Blade Works that exists. Heaven's Feel. The first two movies are out for Heaven's Feel. Movie three is actually coming out next year. It got delayed. It was supposed to come out this year, but COVID pushed
Oh
that back.
yeah, I remember hearing that.
Movie three was supposed to come out this year. They pushed it to next year. Um, but we're gonna get movie three, and that's gonna be the end of Heaven's Feel. So zero takes place before all this happens. It's a prequel, and it's the better start point because Fate Route doesn't exist. If there was a
Okay.
watch order in the true perfect world, it would be Fate Route, zero, Unlimited Blade Works, Heaven's Feel. With no perfect world that we live in, zero, Blade Works, Heaven's Feel. I will say the reason why I say routes is because it literally the story starts out the same way, Tyler. Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel start out the same way. The story starts out literally the same. It's there's a catalyst that happens in the beginning of that story that switches how it goes out. But for the most part, the movie's the same. I do appreciate the Heavensfield movie because the Heavensfield movie knows that and it cuts out a lot of what the Unlimited Blade Works movie has by showing clips and snippets of what you already know it's supposed to happen
Mm,
before the pivot happens and the
sure.
differences actually show. But what is Fate Zero? It is a war
Okay.
between mages fighting over the Holy Grail, an item of
Uh,
unlimited power that can grant someone's wish.
so
And the
it's like
mages summon things, beings from the past slash future slash any time
mhm,
of power. Usually past, this is weird. They summon beings to do their fighting for them called servants, and they're usually people of renown in history and myth. in
So
Legend.
I'm gonna
It's a
go
big
with
battle,
Bakemonogatari.
of course.
Yeah.
See how I made it more complex than it had to be by
Yeah,
saying all that stuff?
that one sounds more of a me show, and it also sounds less confusing. So I'm gonna go with that one.
There you go. I will say Bakemonogatari, you got the memes with it.
I have seen some of the memes, but I'm sure I don't understand them. You know what I mean?
Everyone knows the toothpaste, by the way, or toothbrush scene. Everyone knows the toothbrush scene.
I've heard of it, yes.
Everyone knows all the scenes in Monogatari, by the way. It's been meme too hard. Uh, there's best girl fights all the time for Monogatari because it's a harem at its heart.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're a sucker for harems, I know you are. Don't lie to me, Tyler.
No, that's not true.
You love Rent a Girlfriend.
I don't. I wouldn't say I loved it. I wouldn't go that far. And we'll obviously talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, no. See, I
How
made him say Bakemonogatari because we're not going to touch Fate for a long time. It's not
yeah.
going to get touched on purpose because it's hard. He's seen the first episode like 3 times of Zero, but the reason why we don't continue getting past the first episode is because of how complex the first episode goes.
Mhm.
It's an hour long, first of all.
Yeah, that's
For
also a
anyone who hasn't
thing.
seen Fate Zero, the first episode is an hour long. For no reason, it's an hour long.
Mhm.
It gives you so much context, which makes sense. It should give you context. But maybe it would have been nice to split it up into 2 episodes, but nothing happens then though. You know,
Yeah.
it kind of needs to be that hour length. Stupid.
Kind of put themselves in a tough spot.
It's like they need to have something happen in the episode, so it needs to be that hour long
Mhm.
to like show everything building up to it. But then without it, it's like, well, then what? I mean,
So yeah, man.
we'll watch
Bakemonogatari.
Supernatural Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah. 12 episodes.
It's 15.
15. Are you gonna rewatch them, or are you just
I'll
gonna?
watch it.
Okay. So we'll have to coordinate how many episodes then. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
We'll just do 2,
Okay. That was easy.
or we can do 3. Do 5 weeks, right?
Do that if you want. Sure.
1, 2, 3,
Sure,
4,
man.
5. Yeah, just push it out.
Sure, man, dude. 3 episodes then. First three. I've seen the first one, so that's good for me because it'll be more for me to get latched onto. You know.
But you've already seen the first episode of Bakemono.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we watched it in club. I'm almost positive we did.
Where's Orange? Can I undo?
So yeah, Bakemonogatari, first 3 episodes.
I'm pretty sure we watched an out of context episode. That's why I'm saying that. So,
Oh, maybe. Then I'm wrong then. So yeah, make sure to watch that, guys, gals, etc. And we'll be back next Thursday for that. But you can stay tomorrow. You can stay for tomorrow because tomorrow we're getting into the best day of the week, which is the
anime week.
finale, the finale for the seasonal stuff. So
And then we already picked our seasonal anime. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, we have.
I don't remember what they are. Do you remember what they are?
Yeah, I don't remember the names, but I can go on Mal real quick and I'll look them up. But yeah. So until next time, make sure to watch that stuff and come back tomorrow for more anime. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, dudes?